Alright, hey, it is Omega here. So this is the Wednesday night drags for May 12th, 2021. I think it is. I'll put a subtitle below. Yeah, so it's been a little while since we came out for Wednesday night drags. I think this is the third time this year. First time in May. And we took the Sur-Ron Lightbee out here again. I don't really have any other bike to bring anymore, man. Okay, so it's got a number of different things been done to it since the last time we took it out there. I'm going to go over that right now. Okay, I got a new chain. Okay, I got a primary drive, secondary drive chain, or as what I want to say. That's the primary drive is the brand. So it's got a brand new chain. Should get it down to a track more efficiently, right? It's got a brand new belt. All right, it's a Gates Power Grip GT4 belt. All right, I broke the D&D power belt that I got from freaking Lunicycle. I don't recommend this. Okay, I've got a new seat, the Lunicycle Deluxe Float seat. I have to say, this is really comfortable seat. It's a lot more comfortable. It's more comfortable than the regular float seat. I don't know. I think it's just the seat cover. The seat cover itself makes it more comfortable. I cannot believe it, you know. But I feel like the vinyl one, it kind of sticks to your butt more, and so it's not as comfy. This one, it just feels like, yeah, it just kind of feels softer, sort of, and it's not as grippy. So anyway, yeah, I spent a lot of time sitting on the seat today. Okay, and it has a new front forks on it. Okay. I got the RST Killa forks. It's pretty much the same as the stock forks, but these ones are blacked out, all black. Okay, and I got a new Crud XL fender for it. Other than that, it's got new rear brake pads, but I never really use them. All right, at the drag strip, and the handlebar is a little bit taller than it was before. Okay, the steering stem was a little bit longer than the steering stem on the on my old Killa fork, okay? So I had to add a spacer to it to adjust the headset. So the handlebars are taller now. So one thing I did notice is that when the handlebars are taller, it's hard to keep the front down, okay? So for drag racing, I would get the lower handlebars, okay? Man, one of these days, Hades Omega should just build a drag racing Sur-Ron. Okay, drag racing Sur-Ron. Anyway, so yeah, we went out there. We threw it on the trailer with the Prius, and then we drove on down there. The weather was pretty good today. It was it's like around 75 degrees. All right, it was great, but it was really windy today. Okay, so those are the conditions we were racing in. Mild weather. And cool. It got cooler towards the night, and then there was just a headwind for pretty much the whole night, is what I want to say. So we were just fighting that headwind the whole time. As you guys know, the Lightbee is greatly affected by the wind because it just has no aerodynamics at all. Okay, and it's very, very light. All right, so yeah, so we did all. Like I mentioned, the bike is different than it was the last time we were there, but it runs the same, all right? I didn't change anything to do with, you know, how fast it goes, all right? Which is like everything else but the power stuff. So the bike ran great tonight, all right? Once again, no hiccups, and yeah, for the most part, I didn't really have much trouble launching the bike. Okay, that's the important part. Once you've launched the bike and you're on it and you're going down there and you got it pinned, then you just going along for the ride. That's what I'll say, all right? The launch is the toughest part. Okay, so we did the first race, And one thing I'm gonna mention is like I learned what a 4/10 tree is and a 5/10 tree is. Okay, so a 4/10 tree is when you just get all yellow and then green. Okay, that's the one. That's what they call the pro tree, and that's the one that I've been learning how to race ever since I did Wednesday night drags. Okay, at least for motorcycles. Okay, then there's something called a 5/10 tree, and it goes yellow, 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 green. Okay, those are the ones that everybody else races with. Okay, I don't really know how to. I mean, I guess it's not that hard, but you'd have to know what's gonna happen. Okay, if it's like they kind of like sucker punch you, you know, they catch you by surprise. But yeah, so now we can say which one we want. All right, if we want to do the 5/10 tree or I might try the 5/10 tree sometime, but I selected the 4/10 tree. Okay, and apparently you can also split it too, so you can have it so one side is a 4/10 tree and the other one is a 5/10 tree. Okay. So yeah, so there was that kind of confusion at the track, and they had to tell us like, hey, you know, if you want this, then you better let us know, okay, type of thing, okay. But Hades Omega used the 4/10 tree, the pro tree, so that's the one where when you see it's yellow, you twist the throttle and you go, okay. You just once you see it turn, once you see the light change, you go, okay. Because if you go on green, you're already too late. All right. So here's the first run. So yeah, because of that confusion, Hades Omega had to do the first run by himself. No big deal. All right, so we had a reaction time of .150. That's okay. 60 foot 2.747, 330 foot 7.050, 660 foot 11.063 at 58.55 miles per hour, and 1,000 foot was 14.894. All right. ET was 18.391. 64.11 miles. All right, oh, that's actually pretty fast. That's a little faster than we normally go. Usually we go like 60s. So the bike, like I said, the bike was running great, but we were only running 18.391. All right, I know this bike can do 17s. Okay, so we're fighting that wind today. Okay, and we never broke into the 17s the whole day. So now the first run was pretty good. It was pretty solid. All right. Okay, second run comes around. How long ago is that? Almost an hour later, like 50 minutes later. All right, so we do. We're on the left side again. I run a .065. That's a very good reaction time. Okay, 60 foot is 2.619. 330 foot is 6.895. 660 foot 10.905. At 58.07 miles an hour, 1,000 foot 14.756. Our ET was 18.259 and 62.35 miles an hour. Okay, so we went a little bit faster, like almost like a 1/10 of a second faster. Not that much faster, but yeah, we went just a teeny bit faster, and I felt that the wind had kind of died down a little bit. And the reaction time was really good. So we're doing okay. You know, our times are 8.2 and 8.3, all right? So third run comes around. Luckily we got a third run because we started really, really late today. We didn't really get out onto the track until like 4:30. So normally, yeah, we get there sooner, okay, like 4 o'clock. But luckily we did get a third run, and it was another good run, all right? So we got a .051, best reaction time of the night, really good. 60 foot 2.626, 330 foot 6.899, 660 foot 10.889 at 58.51 miles an hour. 1,000 foot was a 14.719. All right, ET 18.246 at 61.82 miles an hour. Pretty much the same as last time. Very good, very consistent. So Hades Omega knows, oh, we're dialed in. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, the last run was 18.259, and the last one was 18.246. So you got a 246 and a 259. Holy crap. That is literally almost the same time. All right, that's literally almost the same time and the reaction times were pretty good. So like, yeah, I'm doing really good. All Hades Mega has to do is keep on doing what he's doing, right? All right. So first round of eliminations comes around. We're racing Bill, all right? Yeah, we're racing Bill in the Super Hawk, all right? I raced Bill many times, okay? I haven't raced him too much on the Super Hawk, though. I know he's still trying to kind of figure out that machine. It's really fast, though, I'll tell you that. So we've been running 18.2 and 18.3, and then the 18.2 was pretty good. And we haven't gone any lower than 18.2 the whole day, so I'm thinking, yeah, you know what, we're probably not going to run faster than that, so I'm pretty dialed in. I feel like if I dial in the 18.1, we won't break it, okay? And sure enough, we did. Okay, so I decided to go with the 18.15 for my dial. Okay, so that's just a 5/500ths of a second less than 18.200. Okay. Okay. My reaction time was horrible. It was .201. I remember I staged, and I remember I went a little more forward. I actually thought I ridlet too, but I twisted the throttle, front comes up. I'm like, oh man, I think I did 2 wheelies tonight, but I kind of rode them out. The front just came up a little bit, and then it just went down, and then we on straight down the track we go, right? So yeah, I think that I don't know what happened, man. My reaction time sucked on that launch. Our 60 foot was 2.56, 330 foot 6.795, 660 foot 10.765, 59.26 miles an hour. 1,000 foot was 14.558, and we hit an ET of 18.102. Holy crap! We went faster. Can you believe it? And we hit 59.75 miles per hour. So I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I did the wheelie. I was like, oh crap, just ride it out, man, just ride it out. So I just twisted the throttle, down we go, and then I kind of, about 3/4 down the track, I look back and I'm looking for Bill, and Bill's like way back there. I'm like, I don't know what happened to Bill, but so I know, like, hey, well, it looks like we're gonna cross the finish line before him. So I let off. I actually let off on the throttle. So if I hadn't let off on the throttle, we probably would have broken out by even more, okay? But yeah, what happens when you break out and the other guy doesn't break out, then you lose automatically. It's like hitting the 8-ball in the pocket, right? Yeah, that kind of thing. Okay, so anyway, Bill dialed in 12.85, and he ran a 12.958. So he didn't break out. He was actually a tenth. He was a tenth of a second. He was a tenth of a second slower than his dial-in time, and I was 5/100ths of a second faster than my dial-in time. So you lose Hades Mega, you broke out. All right, and you hit 108 miles an hour. By the way, that bike is fast. And I lost by 0.1561 seconds. All right. Yeah, what a bummer, man. But we were really close. But yeah, had I not have let off, we would have broken out by even more. So the bike, we probably would have run like an 18 flat, all right, if I had just kept on twisting it. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, guys. The bike just magically went faster. Me and Joe went over the numbers, and he said, like, yeah, your bike was definitely faster on that last run. Like all my times were faster than the last run. And I don't know why, because the bike didn't feel faster, honestly. Sometimes if the bike does feel faster, I'll know, but the bike really didn't feel much faster, and I flubbed the launch. I thought, like, since I didn't get a very good launch, but the bike was faster. Maybe the wind was a little bit less before, but there was still a headwind if I remember correctly, so I cannot explain what happened tonight. All right. We were doing 18.2s and an 18.3, and then suddenly we got faster and we hit an 18.1. I cannot freaking believe that, dude. So what would have been the better thing to do, Hades Mega? probably dial in an 18 to play it safe, okay? Or 18-1. Did we dial in 18-1? Yeah, you know what? Oh wait, I hate to say it. You know, Hades Omega was thinking 18-1, but no, I got a little cocky, and I'm like, nah, you know what? We're not gonna break 2. Just put it 18-1-5, because we haven't even gotten to 18-2 yet tonight. I don't think we're gonna get there. And sure enough, we broke it. We broke it. So yeah, man. Story of the night. Like, lost in the first round. I hate it. I hate it when I lose in the first round. I feel like I don't get my money's worth, is what I'm gonna say. But yeah, if I had dialed an 18-1, because I was thinking like 18-1 or 18-1-5, you know, the first thing I would have thought is 18-1. But it does. Honestly, I don't think it really matters, because we were gonna go faster than 18-1. There was no doubt about it, because I let off at the end. Okay. You know, Hades Omega is one of those racers where, like, I'm not good enough where I can judge if I'm going to cross the finish line or not before that person. So, but this time I did. I kind of looked back, and Bill was like way back there. So I was like, oh, I'm going to let off just in case, just to keep from breaking out. And sure, I still broke out. So yeah, that just goes to show, man. The only thing I could have done to keep from breaking out was get on the brakes. All right, and I never get on the brakes. All right. Hades Omega is one of those racers where, like, once that light turns green and I pin that throttle, I keep it closed unless something happens, like I do a wheelie or the tires start spinning. I hold that throttle open until we get to the finish line. That's the way I race. Okay. Unfortunately, even without doing that I have to let off at the end. I still broke out, man. And had I dialed in the 18-1 and let off at the end, dude, we would have been right on the money. It would have been almost a perfect run. So, I'm telling you, man, I'm so frustrated in that. And like, yeah, Bill didn't have a very good reaction time. So, had we not have broken out, we very likely would have beat Bill. So, Bill was like, Thanks for the win. I was like, oh, don't worry, I didn't give it to you, man. I made you work for it. All right, so yeah, I did make him work for it. It turns out Bill lost the next round too. Bill raced Doug in the next round, and he got taken out by Doug. All right, there was a bunch of other races, but I'm not gonna go over them. The winner was Doug. Okay, Doug won again. Congratulations, Doug, for your win tonight. Better luck next time, Hades Omega. Okay. Yeah, it was not a bad day. It was really windy though. It was really windy, and like, judging since I know I can do 17s on this bike. Yeah, I definitely think we could have done 17s if like the wind had died down. Okay. And sure enough, when we left that night, the wind was starting to die down a little bit. So yeah, man, that wind, it plays tricks on you, and you gotta predict it and play with it like all night. Okay. So it's tough. It's a tough game. So what could I do to do better next time, Hades Omega? Pick a more conservative dial-in. Okay. Yeah. Bill. Well, you know what? Bill did pretty good too, man. He was a 1/10 off. That's pretty good. 1/10. But yeah, he was slow and I was fast, so that's what happens. All right, so yeah, all I can say is, hey, the bike ran good. The seat's really comfy. I like it. Looking forward to testing it more out on the road. The bike ran great. Okay. The reason I didn't go out drag racing last week is because I had just overhauled everything. I just installed all the parts I mentioned, and I didn't want to take it to the track without doing a shakedown first. And sure enough, during the shakedown was doing the DoorDash. Okay. On the way home, the belt broke. Okay. I may have over tightened it. I don't know. I think I may need new sprocket. I may need new pulleys. Okay. The bike sounds it's got this kind of really high pitched whine, and I don't think it's supposed to sound like that. That's not the way it sounded when it was stock. So I think my pulleys are worn out. That might be something I want to replace in the future. Yeah, because these pulleys look they're a little worn, I guess, from like the belts breaking and stuff. Yeah, so, but yeah, I didn't have any problems with the belt. I didn't have any problems with the chain. I had no problems tonight. Okay, other than like yeah, I did a couple wheelies, but it's totally doable to not wheelie the bike. Okay, even with the higher handlebars. Okay, what I okay, so here's a little plan for Hades Omega's gonna have. I'm planning to buy a 21-inch front. Okay, I think it's time. It's time to get the 21-inch front. It's when I ride it off road on the really rough stuff, it really beats me up and it slows me down a lot. Now I think if I get that 21-inch front, it'll kind of tame the bike through the rough terrain, and I can go faster through rougher terrain. Okay, so is what I'm going to say. So I'm going to go with the 21-inch front, and I'm going to get a lifting link for the back, because if you get a taller tire for the front, it's going to be like this now, right? Well, to compensate for that, I'm going to raise the rear a little bit so it levels it off. Okay, so if I do that, the rear when I have the Supermoto wheels on the bike, it's going to rake the bike forward. Okay, so that's actually going to be more beneficial for me for drag racing and street racing. All right, I mean road racing, because the front will be lower, and it'll have more traction in the front, and two, the weight balance will be front bias, so it won't come up as much easily anymore. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do to improve the bike for drag racing and off-road riding. Okay. Yep. So that's my plan. That's my plan to improve the bike. Okay, and it's going to be a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I've been holding off on it for a while, but I think I'm going to go with a 21-inch front. Okay. All right. So yeah. So that is Wednesday Night Drags, May 12th, 2021. Hades Omega lost in the first round. All right, and the bike was doing. Me and the bike were doing great the whole night, and then for some reason we just went faster on the last run, man. All right, but you know, Hades Omega wasn't the only one that broke out that night, so what can I say? Bad luck, Hades Omega. Next time, be a little more conservative with your dial-in time. All right, Hades Omega out.
Love to rise in the summer morning.